Okay, hi everyone. This is Dave with Fitness Technology Services again. Today I'm going to do a little video on how to replace the flywheel. It's probably one of the more complicated things to do in it. I'm not going to show you a lot of the prep work in this because I have it on other videos. You can look at how to install or troubleshoot your incline motor, or you can even look at the basic elliptical maintenance. Both of those will tell you how to remove the arms and legs, okay? So we're going to kind of assume we're past that. We're going to take this cover off right here. And we're just going to lay it down right here because it's got all the electrical wires hooked up to it, and we don't want to go disconnecting all that, and it's not really a necessity. So for this side of the machine, the main thing you need to remember or know is that you have to have this gear motor set all the way around to where the head of it is facing as low as possible, so you have as much slack on this cable, and you have to pay attention to where this cable runs down to and where it's located at the angle of where it meets into with the brake assembly unit. It usually sits around 3 o'clock. Some models, and your model may, sit completely on the opposite side over here. It'll be curved around here and come this way. That's no big deal. Just make sure you put it back the way that it is. It just needs to have this nice smooth curve so the little actuator goes back and forth. I have a video on how to look at the actuator also, so you can take a look at that. All right, so we've got the cover off. We know we got to have this reversed all the way around down to its lowest point, so there's as much slack on this cable as we can possibly get, and we know we have to have the side cover off. All right, so we're going to come over here to the other side. We've already got this cover loose, as you can tell. So on this particular one, you have to take both sides of the machine apart. So we're going to undo this, just like we have in the past. Take this off right here. Move this arm. Put this arm out the way. Come over here. Remove this leg pedal. We'll put that bad boy out the way. Remove this side cover, no wires attached to it, so we're just going to get it completely out the way. So I've already pre-loosened up the fly disc here, but there's videos on that, so you'll be able to see that too. All right? So we kind of got the machine down to its bare necessities. So here is your drive belt. Always look for a lot of wear and tear on that, because if you're replacing this brake assembly here, you could have a worn out V-belt also. So you always want to take a look at that. If there's big piles of black dust underneath here, be well advised to go ahead and replace this at the same time. All right? So we need to loosen up these two nuts, like right here. All right? Most important thing in this is tension on this. So you want to keep track of the amount of thread you have left over on your J-bolt right here. You can put a mark on it if you want. What I normally do is, because I don't usually carry a felt with me out in the field, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And for general reference, it's always between 12 and 14. So that's a very normal amount of tension on that. So the next thing we want to do is we want to loosen this up here a little bit. So, I'm going to find the right size ratchet. And then we want to take tension off of this. And this is a 13. I tried a 12, 14, and a 15, all right? So we're just going to take this, loosen this up here just like this. No quicker way of doing this is what it is. And I would say in general, in all honesty, this is probably a 2, maybe 2.5 hour job if you haven't done it before. For me, it usually takes about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and a half. I'm just allowing you an extra hour because maybe you haven't done it quite as often as me. Alright, so that will remove the tension on this. Then we need to loosen this up right here. If you can see this right here, this is for your little idler. This is what puts pressure on your belt. Most of these brake flywheel assembly systems, if you bought the thing originally new, they normally have a lifetime warranty on them. So it's a good start. So now that we have this loose, you can see we can easily pull this belt off. We know how far back it goes because we marked it earlier. Everything's nice and loose. So we're just going to pop this bad boy off here just like this. So the only thing that you'll have to do differently is you'll have to disconnect this little cable inside of here. I'm not going to do that. The best way of doing that is you rotate this around. Here, you'll see there's a hole right here. You'll be able to see right through it. So you can either poke right through or just come over here and grab it right here and just pull it out like that. See that right there? Can you see that? Mm-hmm. All right, so that's how you're going to do that. So then we're just going to put that back in. Remember that it's got to go back somewhere around 3 o'clock. We're going to put our belt back on. So we're going to check it for wear. This is an older machine I just got not too long ago. Guy kept it in pretty good shape. Not really a lot of wear on that, or maybe he didn't use it a lot. Either way, it's still pretty clean inside for what it is. So one of the most important things about doing this is paying attention to these two inner bolts inside of here. These usually do not come with a new brake assembly. You have to remove these from here. So that's important to find out how it fits inside of here. If you don't have these adjusted right, the flywheel will sit crooked and the belt will come off all the time. And you'll be taking a stupid machine apart a lot, and this is a pretty big job, so we want to do that as little as possible, all right? So these are very important to pay attention to how far away they are, all right? And then you're just going to pick it up, slip it right back inside of there like that. We haven't tensioned it yet. We're going to put this belt back on here like this. It's usually better to put the belt on from the bottom and work your way around the top. And then rotate it around like so, and boom, it's on, all right? So we're going to straighten it just a little bit more, okay? So we're going to say that we're right around 3 o'clock for this. We got that straight. We're going to hand tighten these two outside nuts right here, all right? Belt still looks good. One thing really important to do when you're replacing a flywheel, because you don't want to do it twice, you want to rotate it for a couple of seconds. Make sure that it's not walking back and forth. If it's walking back and forth here, you know that you don't have your little adjustment nuts on the inside of this correct, and you have to spin these and tighten or loosen these up a little bit. See that right there? Hopefully that's viewable for everybody. All right? Because that's what makes this flywheel sit in center. Another thing good to do is do a visual. Make sure this axle looks completely straight with this plastic pulley right here. If it looks straight like that, it's usually pretty good. But I still like to just kind of hand snug it for a second and then rotate it. We just want to make sure that it's not going to walk off because of the amount of work you have to do to take all the arms and all the sides off. All right? So I'm pretty comfortable with that. Looks like it's spinning pretty smoothly. So I'm going to assume that the brake is good. This is a good assumption for you. You can take this and just lightly spin it like that, and it makes a few rotations. Everything looks to be lined up pretty good. All right, so what did we say this was? I think we said this was a 15. That's over here. So we're just going to give it a light little snug. And a light little snug on this side. Make sure we stay. So this is what alters it from being at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or whatever the case may be. So you just want to make sure you hold this and keep this at a nice alignment so it has this nice smooth curve to it. I think it would probably work if it was a little messed up in that, but this is how it comes, so that's the better way of having it. Then we're going to take this and we're going to tighten this back. Remember, we had 13 threads. Or we'll just go to our black mark, whatever works easier. Out in the field, I'm usually a little lazy, so I don't bother with the black mark. So, and I always have my finger with me, so I can always count the amount of thread. So let's see if the little black mark wore off, or if that is just a bad idea. I don't know. I'm going to find that out myself. Alright, so I can see that. I don't know if you can, but I'm slightly seeing that. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in theory, this belt's a little tighter than what I had it earlier. And since whoever owned this before me got it to last for so many years, I'm going to go back to the original 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and a half. So I'm going to leave it at that, okay? If it slips on me, I'll take my chances on that, but I don't think so. So the last thing we want to do is we want to adjust this bolt right here. This is the tensioner bolt after everything's all set, just to make sure the tension stays right where we want it. And again, this seems fairly simple and easy breaking it down to this point, but it really is probably a good 2.5 hour job if you've never done it. All right, so one last check before I put everything together. Now you can always put your arms and stuff back on without putting your cover on and pedal it for a couple of minutes if you want to be really safe. I've never really found that as an issue, but I do it a lot, so it might not be as good for you on that. So what I would recommend again is just turning it a few times by hand and just make sure it doesn't look like it's trying to go off this way or trying to walk off this way. Again, that means you have to adjust those little inner side bolts inside of there. All right, so hopefully this will help you. You can always contact me. I'll do anything I need for you to help you out a little bit. If you need something altered or you need a little bit more information, you could even call us at 410-286-5566. You could send me a little note on Facebook. We have Fitness Technology Services on Facebook. Or you could always just send me an email at fitnesstechnology@gmail.com, fitnessmedics@gmail.com. All right, so I guess that's really it for this one. Hopefully this helps, and if I can be of service, let me know.